Well, good morning, everybody. Kelly here with Gigglefish, and I want to talk about healing, gently healing. And some of my weight loss journey and healing in general when it comes to the body. And hopefully that some of you might feel that you want to join along. So I'm going to give you some personal info about me. So I got this idea this morning when I brought my plants out to water them. And I'm at this point where so just to be frank, I lost about 50 pounds using some of the weight loss drugs that they have out now, which do work. Manjaro, I think, is what I was on with phentermine. They also have Wegovy, Ozempic, and stuff like that. And just as a disclaimer from the beginning, I am not a doctor. I am not telling you to do any particular thing medically, physically. I am just sharing my journey and where I'm at now to see if it resonates with anybody, to find another way, to find a better way. And the better way being trusting ourselves and not medications, and trusting our own internal guidance and our journey. So, for example, some folks, so what I'm being guided to do now is to not do any more drugs. As some people are aware, things within the Bible talk about drugs being pharmakia or witchcraft and things like that. And this is to follow my own internal guidance. So the Bible, you can look up all kinds of quotes about the body being the temple of God, the temple where the Holy Spirit resides for our spiritual selves, and fasting for spiritual reasons. And so where I'm being guided now is to just be gentle with myself, and to the journey for healing, for any healing that works, is about becoming one with our Creator, becoming one with God, because God is the healer. Jesus is the ultimate healer. So the ways in which we cheat, so to speak, and America's pretty good at this, at using all types of medications, whether it's for depression or anything. I'm not saying don't use those, but what I'm saying is when you're spiritually ready to feel Christ within you, to feel God within you, to become the God self that He created, in that strength, that we can do that by trusting ourselves. And it is harder. So any journey, and this speaks, so what I'm sharing is about weight loss, but you can use this for anything that you are struggling with, whether it's pornography or whatever your stuff is that you are struggling with, where you know you don't have the strength to do it yourself. You don't have the strength to overcome that yourself. So for weight loss, for example, there's probably some, I would say that there's probably some truth that is a spirit related to that, the spirit of gluttony, whereas a lot of that needs some purging, that needs some deliverance. So it's allowing ourselves to find gentle ways that we can help to heal ourselves. And we prove that God is real, and we prove the Holy Spirit is real as we take these small steps to listen to Him, so that He becomes a part of our life and we start overcoming with Him, and we're like, wow, this has to be God. Okay, so I'm using this in relation to plants today, and this is because, so for example, the Bible talks about the body being our temple. Now, the Course in Miracles students, it talks about that that's impossible, because the body is nothing. Okay, now this is why we're going to take this journey inward. The goal is not to listen to anything external. We are going to stop through the Gigglefish process. It's not, we will reference all kinds of spiritual texts and different things as guidance, but our most important guidance is the God within ourselves. It is building that relationship and trusting ourselves, instead of trusting what this one says or that one says, and all the YouTubers out there and all the prophets and all the, you can get yourself absolutely insane, bananas, and crazy with that. So we are going to go within ourselves. All right, so I'm just going to tell you what that looks like for me. And for me, it's about balance. Okay, so we can deny the body, and we can say, oh, the body's not real, lots of Course in Miracles stuff, which is great, that gives you peace. We can get totally overzealous with the body and just kill ourselves with exercise plans and eating right and feeling bad and guilt. None of that works as far as bringing us peace and healing that lasts. So I've already gained back 20 pounds of the weight that I lost from what I shared from the 50. So now what I'm gonna do is share every day like a video of less than 1 minute. So I have a lot of shorts, so I'm gonna do this in short format, and would love for those that wanna follow the journey for you to join me and share your successes on what are the small things you're doing, okay? So today, the small thing I'm going to do is a form of fasting where I eat half of what I would normally eat, okay? So today I am dedicating, through God's help and His strength, that I will do a type of fast where I'll make a plate or know what I want for like a full plate, what I would normally eat, and I'm just gonna eat it by half. So I'm gonna fast that amount. And then also today I'm gonna do, and I'll do this right now, an exercise. So I am an old lady, okay? I am not a spring chicken. I'm near almost 60 years old. I am a cyborg from the waist down. I've had both hips replaced, both knees. I've had my foot rebuilt twice. I've had my Achilles and my calf cut. So I am a living miracle. But the point is that, you know, exercise for me is hard, all of these things. And these things, okay. Batman. Okay, so one thing I'm gonna do right over here is, I'll do this, I don't know if you can see. So I'm gonna do some of these exercises. So I'm gonna do 10 of these right now, or I'll just do 10 for now. But I'm gonna do this till it hurts. I'm not gonna just, I'll do this till it hurts, but you don't have to, for video reasons, watch the whole thing. So I'm gonna just work on my arms today, and I'm gonna fast by half. Now, why am I doing this? I'm not doing this for weight loss anymore. I'm over that age, okay? I don't care. That's more idolatry, right? When we're trying to make ourselves look good to catch a man or whatever. That's idolatry. I'm doing this because I wanna feel good. As you get older especially, everything hurts, everything ouches. So I'm at the point where it's like, I want to feel good. I want to be healed. The goal is healing, okay? Healing with humor. So the reason that I want to talk about this balance is, and why it's important to take care of ourselves, is because it's a form of love. It's a form of loving ourselves. You know, so many of us, at least I do, you know, you do things, you know you shouldn't be doing them, you can't really stop yourself from doing them, and then you just feel like crap, and then you beat yourself up with guilt. So number one, we're not going to double beat the dog anymore. No more double beating the dog. So what that is when you're already down, you did something, you feel guilty about it, then you pile on more guilt and you kick the dog while he's down. Well, you already failed, so you feel like crap anyway, and then you're going to give yourself a guilt trip on top of that. Well, you did the best you could. So this is going to be all about our small successes. So tomorrow I will share my small successes on the ways I was gentle to myself and kind to myself and good to myself. And it's about balance, okay? Because in the physical real world, we see things that need attention. Our bodies need attention. These plants need attention. So come on over here. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this little guy had fallen over, and his roots are all exposed here, so he needs attention or he's gonna die. He's not gonna do that well. So I'm gonna stop ignoring what my body needs and just be gentle. So that's something I can do. So here I got some dirt. So I'm just gonna put some dirt on him, all right? And we're gonna water him real good, okay? So think about the things in our lives that you're not giving the attention they need physically, so that you can feel good and so that you can be happier, you know? Feeling good is about being happy. Let me get some water over here. All right, so we're gonna, you know, cover his roots. So we want to make sure his roots are covered. We're gonna get some water on there. It's real dusty, and get them all situated. All right, so that's good. So this little guy over here, you know, we got to prune things. You know, and God's pruning us all the time. God is cutting off the dead things that don't serve us anymore, and that's okay. That's good. So what are the habits that we're doing that don't serve us anymore? Let me show you one small change. So we're going to celebrate our triumphs. All of the bad stuff. It's sexy. My husband's showing off his sexy car. Anyway, we're gonna celebrate the good things. Here's one change I've made that is really positive for me. So over here, I got off coffee a while ago. So this is what I drink now. I'm not doing an advertisement, but Ticino brand has like coffee substitutes that are not coffee, meaning they're acid free. They don't have the caffeine. This one I love because it tastes, it's what is it? Almond amaretto. And I cannot tell you how much more relaxed I am. I'm a totally different person. I'm so relaxed. And when I go to work now, everyone's like, oh, hyper and psycho and, you know, normal stuff. And I'm just like, whatever, because I'm so much more calm, and it's kind of like this breeze. It's just like going with the flow, and I feel so much more relaxed, less stressful, and all that good stuff. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this is an example of why God is good and how he can revive us when we think we're dead, when we think we don't have the strength to do it. Okay, look at this poor guy. Look, honey, I know you remember this. This plant was totally dead. Look, do you notice in the green? I went out on the front porch today. I was going to throw this away because the whole plant looked like this. It was just these terrible dead leaves. And I went out this morning and I saw that it still has life in it. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's hope for this guy. So I'm going to pull off all of the dead leaves, and I'm going to repot him and give him some love and some water. And
he's coming back. He's
coming back, and that's us, okay?
Look at that.
He's coming back. So, you know, let's give attention to ourselves so we can come back from whatever our pain is physically with healing, and or spiritually. You know, forgiveness is a big key. What are the things we're doing through our words where we're constantly affirming, I'm not good enough, or I can't do it, or I'm so poor, or all of our self-pity? You know, let's pull those leaves off. We don't need those. We're going to heal ourselves now. We're going to repot ourselves in good soil. We're going to water ourselves every day with love and gentleness. It's all about gentleness for this healing path. Okay. Oh, I just want to show you this little guy because I love him. Again, here's some more leaves that we can pull off. This was given to me by a sweet friend named Dee. She made this with this little fuzzy, you know, bumblebee with a little beard and a little flowers. Just really sweet. I just thought that was really sweet. So we're just gonna give ourselves this attention. So my ways in which I am pruning myself today is I'm gonna do some little arm exercises, and I'm gonna eat half of what I normally would, so I have a little more energy. My body can heal itself. Oh, and I'm out here getting sunshine today. Let's celebrate that positive. I'm getting some positive vitamin D. I'm not
vitamin D.
Not taking some pill. My husband has a different meaning for vitamin T, but you know.
Vitamin D.
Shut up. Shut up, Richard. People that like, what's that show?
Keeping Up Appearances.
Keeping Up Appearances will understand that reference. Oh, and so now this is also just a testimonial to, you know, let's keep encouraging our good stuff. These plants, all these plants, this was a totally dead plant when we moved in. There were these, again, it was like this guy over here. It was totally dead. They're like, do you want this plant? I'm like, yeah, let me see if I can revive it. So I cut off some of the teeny little parts that were still good, put them in the water. So if you look over here, you can see the roots. You know, we're going to nurture it. We're going to get some good roots on there. So I'm going to plant these today. Okay. So healing is all about weeding out our thoughts and the renewing of our mind. There's a Bible quote about that, talking about, I'll put it in here if I can. I'll put it in the description box. All the Bible quotes that relate to the body being the temple, and then some Course in Miracles quotes that are kind of the opposite of that. And it's really important, and this, the reason I'm doing that is because we are the answer. We have the answer. Everything we need, God put in us, okay? And it's learning to check in with them, learning to check in with our strength, learning to trust ourselves, and continue to, which is one of my favorite Bible quotes, feed ourselves only the good food, meaning the thoughts which encourage, that are true, that are beautiful, that are kind, and everything else you just take it like a leaf and you whip it off there. You take it on off because it's dead. It's dead, and it will only cause death to your body, to your plant. And also, just as an FYI, if you guys have not read, if you guys are into plants, there's a book, an older book called The Secret Life of Plants that I had to read that for a class I was taking that was so phenomenal. It talks about how these plants, somebody broke into a house. They hooked up all of these sensors to it, like lie detector sensors, where they could sense reactions out of the plants, and they marched in the people that they thought were the suspects, and the plants started screaming when the people that came in, I think they heard the owners that lived there, and it's like an invasion, and then the plants basically told who bad people were. you can hook stuff up to them. They can sing in the forest. Plants are such a beautiful source of life, and so are we. So that's it. So just want to sign off and say, and these are some more plants I have over here, by the way, that again, they were dead, and I'm just going to pick off. I've got some roots on them, put them in some water to make some pretty new plants, and going to give them some good food. So hope you guys are well. So I'm not sure what I'm going to call this healing journey. First I was going to call it taking care of the temple, maybe healing with gentleness, I don't know. But if you want to join, and just all you got to do for yourself, if you want to do it, is do one thing a day, just one, that, not that you have to do, not that you should do, but check in with yourself, something loving that you've been wanting to do for yourself that you don't think you have the strength to, and ask God for help and say, you know what, I can do this. For me, it was getting off coffee, you know, and the next one is getting the rest of the weight off so that I physically feel better and I'm more mobile. So tell me what it is for you that you want to heal. Let's take a little journey together and check in with our successes only. We're only patting ourselves on the back, and because what that does is an attitude of gratitude where we only affirm the positive, our strength as God is strengthening us, then that will grow like the plants, okay? You give your mind only what grows, and that's positive thoughts, and they will come back to life. So when you think you can't do it and you're in a bad space, this little guy, we'll check in with him in a few months and we'll see how he's doing. So love you, God bless you, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Peace.